Come on to censorship. The news from Pavel Durov is that, Telegram is going to start cooperating with the authorities. This is following his arrest. He was, of course, arrested by the French a couple of weeks ago. And he's announced on his Telegram channel that IP addresses and phone numbers of those who violate our rules will be disclosed to relevant authorities in response to valid legal requests. And of course, in the past, Telegram had refused to do this. He also said that the search function on Telegram, which allows people to, of course, find public channels and so on, is going to be much more censored than it has been in the past, because he's worried about what he described as problematic content and unsafe or illegal content and so on. Now, people have been commenting on this, and Mike Eden was pushing this article around from Substack from Anthony Colpo, entitled "The Telegram Sham. Pavel Durov is a World Economic Forum young global leader, and his encrypted messaging app stinks like a psyop." Well, there are many points in this that there's nothing incorrect in this article at all. I would just make the point that, of course, we shouldn't be looking at these apps as being safe in any way. We shouldn't be looking at any of these great tech leaders as being a safe pair of hands for us to store our messaging in. We should treat all of these with immense skepticism. That's on one hand. On the other hand, we absolutely should be doing things in the open, in my opinion, and not hiding behind attempts at anonymity. So perhaps it doesn't really matter to what degree these people are working with the state, because we should use the facilities that are available to us in the full knowledge that that's the case. The same goes for X. X, of course, had been taking a stand in Brazil because the Brazilians were attempting to force Twitter to close accounts that the Brazilians accused of creating disinformation. Elon Musk was taking a stand against that. He has now capitulated because basically the danger, he was forced to close X's office in Brazil because of the danger of arrest of X's employees. So he shut X down in Brazil completely, which cut off 20 million people. But he switched it all back on again. So that's good news, isn't it? Now, I just want to briefly mention a little bit about what's going on in Germany. And so we'll do a quick translation of this headline here. Citizens Council Forum Against Fakes hands over reports to Federal Minister Pfizer. I haven't pronounced that right. Alex will be smacking me around the back of the head when he sees me in October. But anyway, expert reports are the result of a citizen participation project with recommendations for action on how to deal with disinformation. So this is censorship related, but it's also related to sortition, which we've been covering heavily in the last number of weeks. So what were they up to here? They said the German government should consider whether criminal prosecution or other types of penalties are possible based on the definition of disinformation. But they said that preserving freedom of speech is important to us. Of course it is. Nevertheless, the creation and dissemination of disinformation has to be deterred and the perpetrator's sense of wrongdoing heightened. And then they went on to recommend that the European version of the Online Safety Act, or this is part of their legislation equivalent to the Online Safety Act, the Digital Services Act, that this should be extended to force very large online platforms to reserve 1% of their entire global turnover for the purpose of combating disinformation. So, this, as I say, is sortition. So let's just have a look at what is a citizens' assembly in Germany. This page gives an idea of it. It's in English. And they say the citizens' assembly is one of the three pillars of the permanent citizens' dialogue in the German-speaking community. The other two are the Citizens' Council and the Permanent Secretary. The Citizens' Assembly is composed of about 30 members, and these citizens are chosen by lot, so it's a lottery. Now, who's allowed to participate? People who are registered in the population and people who are at least 16 years of old. So quite young people are entitled to take part in this. The Citizens' Assembly is mandated by the Citizens' Council to deal with a particular topic. The members of the Citizens' Assembly first look into the topics and listen to experts. Who chooses these experts? This is the question on the matter. Then they discuss what recommendations should be made to politicians. As a result, the Citizens' Assembly makes recommendations to the Parliament and the government of the German-speaking community. In all decisions, the Citizens' Assembly is supported by the Permanent Secretary. The Permanent Secretary is a staff member from the parliamentary administration. So this demonstrates one of the dangers of these so-called citizens' assemblies. Well, we will be reporting much more on this in the coming days as this gets rolled out in the UK as well. And then to just want to mention the issue of devolution, because the government has announced what they're describing as the first step of their major ambition to drive forward their devolution revolution, to ensure that we empower more communities and strengthen the existing powers of our brilliant mayors. This is Angela Rayner was tweeting this out. And so they said that government will prioritise remaining northern areas in the next wave of devolution deals, progression for deals covering Lancashire, Greater Lincolnshire, Hull and East Yorkshire, and Devon and Torbay have been announced, and that they are backing these devolution deals. This is continuing from the announcement of the English devolution bill announced in the King's Speech, and establishing the Council of the Nations and Regions, with more details to be announced in due course. And I'm just going to say, if you haven't got a copy of Agenda 21, Your Life in Their Hands yet, please pick up a copy, or maybe pick up a copy for somebody else, because if you want to understand what this devolution agenda is all about, it's all in that report. And we think that this is a really important report that needs to be shared as far and wide as we possibly can. Now, Charles, let's come back to you.